I think Sega from a business standpoint has been kind of smart with the 30th anniversary, with a banquet of different celebrations for longtime fans such as the Sonic Symphony, but when it came to the gaming front they kept things small and wanted to approach new audiences instead, wanting to put out games that would appeal to fans of the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. So rather than put out a brand new game-changing Sonic game this year, Sega instead opted to remaster previous existing Sonic games, starting with Sonic Colors Ultimate, moving into the Sonic Origins collection early next year, which will release around the same time as the second Sonic movie. And it makes sense why they would choose Sonic Colors as an introductory game for potential modern Sonic fans. It was well received, it keeps things simple, and from a story standpoint, I guess it is closer to the movie than, say, Sonic Adventure 2 or something like that. But of course, you don't want someone's first experience with Sonic to feel like an outdated Wii game from 2010. So Blind Squirrel Games were recruited to give the game something of a makeover to make it not stand out like a sore thumb on modern console generations. And just a reminder, these videos are made possible by my supporters on this platform, so if you do want to support me, be sure to hit that big, beautiful subscribe button. And be sure to check out the Patreon link in the description below. Now, if you've heard me talk about Sonic Colors previously, having just finished Sonic Colors Ultimate, I think it is safe to say that I've been a bit unfair on the original Sonic Colors as well, with my criticisms of its level design being a bit too blocky and too stop and go. Yeah, that is an aspect of this, and I will say there are definitely some levels that could have done with a little bit of tweaking. Out of the 45 main story acts in this game, I can only think of 2 or 3 that I overall didn't like. Would it be better if I liked every single level in the game? Yeah, but that's quite a big ask. And hey, even the best of Sonic games have a couple of stages that I don't generally like, so fair enough. Such is the nature with this guy. You win some, you lose some. So I think considering the main playstyle is just you're playing as Sonic with no additional gimmicks, I think Sonic Colors was a great choice to reach out to new potential fans. There's nothing here outright alienating, whereas like if you try to market a game like Sonic Unleashed, now let me be clear, Sonic Unleashed is one of my favorite video games of all time, it's harder to market that to new Sonic fans because of the werehog, which could be alienating to new players that just want to go fast. Sonic Colors is a lot more consistent in that regard. There are of course the Wisps, but these serve as more just quick power-ups than any kind of alternate playstyle. And you're generally free to avoid them if you really want to for the most part. With that being said, when I previously played Sonic Colors, I generally avoided the Wisps because I just wanted to play as Sonic, but I had a much better time actually using them, and you can get really creative with how you use these Wisps and find brand new areas of the level. While I've criticized the level design for being a bit blocky in places, the level design in this game is some of the best that the franchise does have to offer, if you're looking for stages that you can just explore. Sonic might be built for going fast, but you will be rewarded for actually taking a look around these places. Which means that while Sonic Colors' main story may be quick and whip fast enough for new players to breeze through without much trouble, the real meat of the game comes in exploring these levels for rewards, mainly the red star rings, which unlock additional stages in the game land, and once you complete those you get to unlock Super Sonic. So like many of the classic Sonic games, the game isn't truly over until you've unlocked Super Sonic. And I'm just gonna say this, every time I find one of those red rings, I get a shot of serotonin. It's wonderful. Would I be grateful for a longer story? Yeah, but this will still keep you occupied. You're getting enough for your money's worth at the £35 price tag for this one. As I think even when you're done revisiting stages to get those red rings, you'll be revisiting them again to beat your previous records. And this game's ranking system is a lot more harsh than other Sonic games that came out around this time, which will guarantee you going back to these stages to get that fabled S rank. So yeah, I think Sonic Colors was a fantastic choice for an entry-level 3D Sonic game, although most of the game is 2D. Like, it's a 3D. Like, actually, Sega, what do you want Sonic to be, a 3D or a 2D franchise? I'm gonna just cast my vote for 3D. I prefer the 3D Sonic. Another detail that I absolutely adore about Sonic Colors is that pretty much everything in this game is interactive, from the menu screen to the ranking screens. You can even absolutely trash up the end credits. So if you really do not like the writing style of Ken Pontac and Warren Graff, you can smash their names out of existence. Nothing personal, fellas. So put it this way, if I was some kid that just just saw the Sonic the Hedgehog movie and loved it, and I were to get this game, yeah, I'd be pretty thrilled with it. But that's mainly just the old version that we're talking about. Let's go into what this new version, the Ultimate, adds to Sonic Colors. The most obvious one being the visual makeover, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. Everything looks so much more layered than it did before. The lighting in these stages looks more magical and atmospheric than ever before as well, and everything just has this gentle glow to it. You really do feel like you're in another world. As well as that, most of the game's models have had a bit of a makeover as well. Sonic has never looked more clean. I played this on the Nintendo Switch Lite, and the game just looks fantastic. It's easily one of the most gorgeous games that I've got on that console. Because of the game's brilliant art style, this managed to look great on the Nintendo Wii 10 years ago, and still looks pretty good today by those standards, but this visual refresh has just added a whole new layer of beauty to this otherwise really pretty game, and the level aesthetics are some of the best that the franchise has to offer. The problem is, this game definitely has more than its fair share of visual bugs, which will detract from that experience. These can be as arbitrary as the Wisp power meter just being kind of out of line. Why is the streak here and the overall power bar here? And yes, it happens every time. Also, what's going on here? And then we've just got Sonic falling in the fetal position here. There are also plenty of visual bugs that you can provoke, and I feel like you'd have to go out of your way to prompt these, but the fact that these glitches are even in there, it's kind of a liability for epilepsy. I've decided against actually showing footage of this in this video because I don't want to take my chances and accidentally give one of my viewers a seizure, so just kind of take my word for it. But if you navigate in and out of the different maps in the Interstellar Amusement Park and then choose a level, you will get basically Sonic seeing all kinds of colors because he's absolutely tripping balls on LSD. Whether or not you have to kind of look for this glitch, it still shouldn't be there. But then I also had an instance of very dark flickering in one of the Game Land stages, which I did nothing to provoke. And that could be a problem for epileptic players. Not to mention it just made the stage flat out unplayable and I had to restart it. This shouldn't be here. There's also a lot of issues with models popping in and out, which they don't do in the Wii version. I can kind of look past things that do happen in the Wii version, but when a remaster brings about new problems, it's harder to look past. As it is, I do think a remaster should go out of its way to iron out the problems with the original, but okay, I'm not going to hold that against it. My guess is that this was a very low-budget remaster. The point where the game really takes a hit, though, is in the audio. There's new fantastic remixes of pretty much every track in the game, which, yeah, that's a great thing to have, and I really like the new remixes. I don't really think that they go with the old remixes, and they have tried to mix them up a bit, but, still, I think they're nice, and, it's nice to have every stage have its own unique track now, even though you can really tell which ones are the remixes and which ones are the original because they're in a completely different style. And then the Planet Wisp remixes are locked behind a DLC or the Digital Deluxe? What's that all about? But yeah, the music's great. It was always great, but now the music's even better. But then there's the audio mixing, which is a whole other matter entirely. You are constantly fighting the volume button while playing this one. The music might be quiet, but then the homing attack is way too loud, and it's God forbid you play this game with earbuds in like I did. And then there's just sound cutting in and out. Yeah, no, it's not really acceptable. Then there are instances where the audio just doesn't play. I can look past most of the visual issues well enough, but the audio is consistently awful throughout the entire game, and yeah, you do notice it. Also, once again, I mentioned that the game has had a beautiful makeover, which is nowhere to be found in the cutscenes, which are just clearly AI upscaled versions of what was found in the Wii, with no kind of grading or anything done to make them look a bit more like the new lighting engine. And if you do want to rewatch these cutscenes, you're just gonna have to watch them in this tiny little box here for some reason. But the chances are that unless you're a small child, you probably won't want to rewatch these cutscenes. I mean, unless you do just like this kind of thing, which is fair enough, I'm not judging. Yeah, don't expect improvements on the writing in Sonic Colors Ultimate. It is just as alienating to anyone over the age of 3 as it was before. I'm not against humor in a Sonic game, but I swear these writers have their general writing structure of character tells a joke, another character then explains that joke, and then another character will double down on it, and then another character will then just kind of acknowledge that and then carry it on. There's charm in some of these ideas, but like, oh my god, will you just stop? Just look at this shit.
Leaving so soon? There are no lines, and I've saved the best rides for last. At least let me stamp your hand so you can come back in.
I know you're trying to be clever with this whole amusement park pun thing, but it's just coming off lame. Just say you're going to destroy us and stop embarrassing yourself.
Curse you, Sonic! Not only do you foil my plans, but you foil my speeches as well. I work hard on them. No matter. I will destroy you, and I will be victorious. Is that better?
Like a million times better. Thank you.
Dr. Eggman should have just deflected that little snarky comeback and moved straight on. It was funny by itself, but then Eggman just doubles down on it and just, oh my fucking god, comedy.
Leaving so soon? At least let me stamp your hand so you can come back in.
Just say you're going to destroy us and stop embarrassing yourself.
Curse you, Sonic! This robot is special!
Obviously, Sonic is going to be aimed at kids, and I don't mind that one bit, but this is just alienating to anyone that isn't a kid. Yeah, okay, sorry. Rant about the writing over. Fortunately, no one plays Sonic for the writing, right? Or do they? But yeah, the cutscene's definitely one of the lower points of this game. However, there are some other great things that Blind Squirrel games have added to the mix. For one, there is an enhanced homing attack, where when you time it just right, you're rewarded with a little more boost energy and a fun new animation. This is a game changer. A homing attack has always been kind of an arbitrary thing, but I found myself genuinely excited to use it and get it right. This added a whole new layer of skill and reward to one of the most arbitrary moves in Sonic's moveset. As I've said before, Sonic Colors is a game that rewards replay and exploration, and now more than ever, as hidden around the stages are park tokens that allow you to purchase cosmetics for Sonic. I really hope different cosmetics for Sonic is something that sticks around in the future of the franchise, because I really like playing with the way he looks. Character customization was one of the best things about Sonic Forces, and it's one of the better things about this remaster as well. It's very simple, and I'd like to see more options, but what's here is a lot of fun to play with, especially playing with the boost energy and the auras. Now, if you do find yourself dying in a stage and you don't want to lose your collectibles because you didn't hit a recent checkpoint, Tails has you covered, as this game swaps out the live system for Tails saves, where if you fall into one of this game's many bottomless pits, unfortunately, Tails will rescue you and put you back on a nearby platform before where you fell off. Though I won't lie, it is a little inconsistent, and if Tails rescues you at a quick step section, yeah, that's not a quick step section anymore, you're just gonna have to go it with the manual controls. That's something for you to patch out, Blind Squirrel. Another new inclusion is the Jade Ghost Wisp. This is obviously a new mechanic brought onto a pretty much complete game, and yeah, it certainly does feel that way. There are some slightly new areas in the levels that can be accessed by this wisp, but they never do anything creative with it other than phasing through a couple of walls. It's better than nothing, I guess. Another inclusion is the Metal Sonic Rival Rush, where players get to race Metal Sonic in one act of each zone. I definitely feel there's more that could have been done with this, but I do appreciate the fact that it's actually legitimately kind of challenging. And this was a really good addition to the game. I think Blind Squirrel Games' actual additions to this game are solid and justify another playthrough, as Sonic Colors Ultimate culminates in a game that is appropriate for new players, but might be worth checking out for those who did play the original just to experience some of the new features. I do feel though that Sega needed to give this remaster a better budget, as there's a lot of missed opportunities here. The game land in this game has multiplayer, but only local multiplayer. Think of how awesome an online mode for this would have been. I would have played the shit out of it. I'm sorry, but spending park tokens on a different player emblem during the Rival Rush mode is just pathetic. And the prize that you unlock for completing all of the Rival Rush races is nothing to write home about. What would have been awesome would have been if they had included different player skins. Let us play as Tails. Metal Sonic literally has an animation blueprint in this game, so wouldn't it be awesome if we could play as him once we're done with the Rival Rush? I'd definitely take that over the Dark Aura that you unlock. What about a playable Shadow or something? They're clearly trying to ride the tide of movie Sonic when it comes to releasing this game. They're trying to aim this at movie Sonic fans, so why not actually have movie Sonic be playable? I feel like these would be the things that would really define Sonic Colors Ultimate as the ultimate way of playing Sonic Colors. But I think above all else, they really just needed to address those bugs and glitches before doing things like a tail save and before adding new gimmicks. Here's what I think is an appropriate analogy for Sonic Colors Ultimate. It's like when a great ride at your favorite amusement park gets renovated, and it's even better and more thrilling than before, but the fucking thing keeps breaking down. Sonic Colors Ultimate is a really nicely renovated ride when it's not breaking down. The technical errors really stack up on this one, unfortunately, which definitely makes it a lot more difficult to recommend. I'll say this though, in spite of those technical errors, this little package allowed me to fall in love with Sonic Colors. In spite of those errors and bugs, it's still a fantastic game. And visually it looks better than ever. It's just that right now, if a friend were to ask me whether or not they should purchase the game, I would probably say wait for a patch, see how it goes, because right now, I wouldn't say it's in a presentable condition. And it's a damn shame to see that Sega are still willing to release unfinished games. Sega are too chicken shit to acknowledge games like Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric and Sonic 06, yet they completely forgot what one of the worst aspects of those games were when they released something as technically buggy as this. Which does give me some cold feet about Sonic's future. Would I say that Sonic Colors Ultimate is a successful remaster? Not entirely. If the game were just polished and they just got out all of the technical bugs, and the only technical bugs in this game were the ones that were in the Wii version, then absolutely, across the board, yes, I think the game looks better, I love the new additions, yeah. But I'll be real with you, this many bugs is kind of a deal breaker. We'll have to see how this one fares up after some patches. But it must be said, we really shouldn't be relying on patches to finish a game. Sure, a patch can make some fixes, but they shouldn't be this integral. What the hell is going on with the gaming industry these days? So what do you guys think? If you enjoyed this video and you want to support more like it, be sure to hit that big, beautiful subscribe button. And of course, in the description below are links to different social media feeds, including the Patreon. If you're feeling extra generous, like the following people, who are JK Strife, Marcus Ward, Sirius the Skeptic, Biotinarts, Mr. SP, Sergio, Adam Myers, and Fayalan Schwarzentraub. Thank you guys, you are the best of the best, but as for the rest of you, thank you so much for watching, guys, and have a great day.